Hi all, today we will study the lesson of Environmental Science 1, lesson number 16, water. Now there are some questions for you. Please, if you can answer, please answer the questions. What happens when a spoonful of these substances are added to water? Example, when you are adding sugar to water, when you are adding sawdust to water, or when you are adding soil to water, what will happen to that water? So when you are adding sugar in the water, the sugar will melt in the water completely and it will give a sweet taste. That means the taste of the water will also change and the sugar will also melt in water. But when you are mixing sawdust in water, now what do you mean by sawdust? Sawdust is a peel of wood, peeling of wood. Example, when you peel potatoes, see, you get the peels. Similarly, when you peel the wood, this is a sawdust. That means it is made up of wood. So when you are mixing this sawdust in water, will it float? Will it melt? Or will it settle down? Yes, the sawdust will float on water because the wood floats on water. Now, why the wood floats on water? The density of wood is less than water. That is, mass upon volume is density. So the density of wood is less than water, so it will float on water. So similarly, when you mix the sawdust in water, in a glass of water, it will float. Now what about soil? When you mix soil in water, a tablespoon of soil is mixed in water, the soil will not completely dissolve because the soil is a mixture of granules and pebbles and stones. So some part of it will settle down in water. So what you studied from these three pictures, that sugar completely dissolves, sawdust will float on water, and soil will not completely dissolve and some particles will settle down in water. Now, listen to my question. Which are the three states of substances? Substances. The three states of substances are solid, liquid, and gases. Similarly, there are three states of water also because water is a substance. So, which are the three states of water? So, when you keep the water in a freezer, it turns solid. So, this is ice. So, ice is a solid state of water. Now, when the same ice, you keep it at the room temperature, again, it will convert into water. And this water is in a liquid state. When you boil the water, after boiling, that means when the water starts to boil, it converts into steam. That is water vapor. So, which state is this water vapor? Water vapor is in the gaseous state. Now, what is done to make drinking water clean and safe? If you want your drinking water should be clean, it should be safe for drinking, safe for drinking. What you should do with this water then? You should purify the water. So when you purify the water, then it is clean and safe for drinking. Now there are different purification process which are used for purifying water. And the best process is boiling. Boiling kills 100% germs in water. Boiling. That how it should be boiled then? It should not be heated. The water should not be heated. It should be actually boiled. The bubble should come up. It should be bubbling out. Okay. It should the steam should come out. That means you have boiled the water. And later on you can cool it and drink. That is the best purifier. No other purifiers can take the place of this. So boiling is the best method. So what you do for drinking water? If it should be clean and safe, you purify the water. Now, pollution of water. Let us conduct one small experiment over here. Now see what you have to do. Collect some of the rainwater directly in the container placed in the open space. So you can take the any container or a tub or a bucket, keep it in the open space, maybe in your balcony or in the terrace. Balcony it's not possible, but open space will be terrace. So when you go on the terrace and you keep this open container, collect the rainwater directly in the container. Second thing, same rainwater you have to collect it, but it should be flowing over the ground. So the flowing water which is over the ground, collect it in another container. And you can see the difference, what happens. See here the orange color bucket, here the water which is collected will be pure because it is directly taken from, or directly it is fallen rainwater from the clouds. Nothing is mixed over here. But when you collected this water flowing over the ground, it is mixed with soil and some other particles. So what difference do you see? When other substances are mixed with water, it becomes impure. So what you studied over here, that directly when the rainwater is collected in the container, there were no mixture of any other things. It was a pure water. But when it is flowing on the ground, then the other substances are mixed with water and it makes the water impure. We cannot drink this impure water. Now, these are some other substances which you can see floating on water. So this is an example of see how oil floats on water. So similarly, what has happened over here, the water is being made impure by, maybe by mistake or purposely, the oil is being mixed in water. Now oil's density is also less than water, so it will float. So there are some substances which dissolve in water, and there are some substances we cannot see them when they are dissolved in water. But these substances are very harmful for all of us, for all living things. That means what? When these impurities or these substances which we cannot see with our eyes, they are mixed and they are harmful for living things, then that water has become polluted. Now, disposal of wastewater. How will you dispose wastewater? Wastewater means what? The water which is used in the washrooms, in the bathrooms, and it is in the some other purposes what you are using it, which not for drinking. That means what? This disposal of wastewater, how we'll do it? The wastewater from the city or town, it is collected and let into a water body at a convenient location. So here, let us see this wastewater, when you are letting it out, where? It will be in the river, it will be in the lakes or seas or ocean. But when this wastewater from the factories and industries, you can see over here, there's a picture of a factory, and close by to the factory, there's a river over here. And this pipe which is there, this water pipe, it is connected to the river. Okay, and through this water pipe, through this river, this water which is there from the factory, this pipe is connected to the factory. So this water which is there, wastewater from the factory, is let out into this river, and it will spoil, it will damage, it will make the river water polluted. So the wastewater which is there, it contains many kind of impurities. Some of these, they completely dissolve, and some they do not dissolve in water. This is how the water which is there, the pure water, gets polluted because of these impurities. And you cannot see, as I told you, you cannot see because some of the impurities are completely dissolved. Some they do not dissolve. So this sewage water, sewage means the waste water, it can carry microorganisms, and these microorganisms can spread diseases. So there, it is very dangerous if you drink such type of water. Here, this wastewater from industries. Now see, there is one more picture of here. There's an industry over here. Beside the industry, you can see the river over here. Now, if they are letting out the water from the industry straight away into the river, and this water is chemical, full of chemical, full of poisonous substances, what will happen? The entire river water will be poisonous, and the animals which are there in the river, it can be aquatic animals, example fish are there or other marine animals are there, they all will die. Why? The water has become poisonous. It has reduced the oxygen carrying capacity of water, and if there is no oxygen in the water, the animals, aquatic animals, will die, example fish and other marine animals. So whenever these substances are let into water, whenever these substances are let mixed into the water bodies, they become polluted, and that is dangerous. This water cannot be used for drinking purpose. So it is made compulsory for the factory owners, or we can say the industry owner, to treat the water before letting it out. Now, what do you mean by treating the water? That means a proper treatment should be given to a water. The water which is let out from the factory, it should be purified. Water treatment should be given. And there are different processes of water treatment. I will tell you as I'll move ahead. So these pipes are being connected. So the wastewater from towns, from cities, they are processed, they are purified before letting it into the water body. This helps to prevent pollution of water. Now, this is a picture of a river. Whenever the river water flows, it is naturally purified to some extent. But whenever the water is supplied to town or city, it is again purified. Do you know, if large quantities of impurities they get mixed with river water, then the natural process of purification cannot be at pace. That means it cannot be purified naturally. The proportion of oxygen dissolved in the water will reduce, it will become less, it will threaten means it will be dangerous to the aquatic living things, it will threaten aquatic living things. This is some extra information for you. As I told you, what do you mean by treatment of water? How the water will be treated. So these are the various treatments of water. Example, physical water treatment, biological water treatment, chemical water treatment, and sludge treatment. What do you mean by sludge? Sludge means thick, soft, wet mud or a mixture of liquid and solid together. Example, you know curd, how it is semi-liquid? Similarly, it will be a wet mud, soft wet mud or a mixture of liquid and solid. So these are all the treatments which are used by the factory owners to purify the water before letting it out into the water body. It can be any source, seas, oceans or river. Thank you.